Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today we're going to be looking at some fashion and gowns from the Venice Film Festival. All right, so we saw some good looks. We saw some, everyone looks gorgeous. They're in like these thousands of dollars worth of dresses and jewels. And so,
Couture.
I know.
Beautiful.
What else can I say other than it's gorgeous? But what we can do is take a look at color. That's where we really shine, is the color.
Yeah.
So,
and what can be more fitting for a particular person and make them shine rather than the dress shine.
All right, so starting off, Julianne Moore.
Yes.
This is a color.
Yeah,
this is a color.
It is a color, and it really, I believe it's gold. It's supposed to be gold.
You think?
And I think it's reading that it might have been gold because I'm looking at the gold in her earrings, and I'm thinking,
oh, gold bodega.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be gold. However, certain ladies, and particularly those ladies that have red hair, need to shift their gold less toward yellow and more toward copper.
Right.
And, obviously, if you know anything about the Renaissance, they had rose gold, they had white gold, they had Titian gold, they had every gold you can imagine. And so I say, if you're a redhead or, an autumn or strawberry blonde, be careful about your gold. That's better for a spring. And if you shifted it a little bit more toward copper. She would be much more gorgeous.
It would have paired with her hair really nice, and it wouldn't have stood out so much.
And if you notice, the red carpet is reflecting on any surface that is parallel to the carpeting. So she looks like she's got these underwire things happening under, and they're red, but they're not in fact red. They're just a reflection of, now if this gown were copper, that reflection would not be so pronounced.
It would have been a little bit better with the carpet. Right, yeah. This is interesting. It's definitely,
and if you look at her skin tone against that yellowish, that really yellow gold, it looks gray.
It's just arriving before she is, for sure.
It doesn't work.
All right, Tilda Swinton. We've talked about Tilda before and her color analysis. Now, usually I think we see her in warmer shades, right?
Not necessarily. We see her as being dominant light.
Oh, yeah.
You have one dominant characteristic and one secondary characteristic.
Well, haven't we seen her in golden blonde hair before? But here it is looking very platinum.
The thing about a light is your hair can be with or without gold highlights, and it's kind of not that varied. There's not that much of a difference, not like if you were a deep. So in this case, she, I still think it's probably leaning on the cool side. But this gray that she's wearing, it makes it look a little discordant.
It definitely looks more like lavender gray.
Yes.
Lavender, which purple can be pretty neutral, but this is very
And what
gray.
is the complement of purple? If you look at purple, the complement of purple is like yellow. And so what it's doing is her hair probably did not have all that yellow in it, but looking at it next to that pale lavender in the jacket probably is making her hair look a little more yellow.
But it's making her hands look very cool. So, yeah.
So I don't love it.
Yeah.
Do you love it?
I like that she went soft. I like that she went light. I think it's a very unique. I think it matches her style well.
It does, but I think it could have, the color could have been less gray.
Yeah.
Less gray lavender and moved
cool
into other areas.
Could have gone a little bit warmer.
Agreed.
All right, let's see. Who is up next? All right, Lady Gaga. Now, we've talked about Lady Gaga before. The only problem is, because she wears such cool colors, her hair shifts yellow.
Yeah, and I think that what she's trying to do is to achieve like a platinum blonde, but often, it will read kind of this yellow color, and also her environment. If you look at the walls and the floor, there's something that's shifting it yellow there.
Right.
I think you've got to be, if you want to be a winter, if you cast yourself as a winter with the palest of whitish hair, it's got to be white.
And look at the lip color. It's shifting warm, which of course is going to make other things around you look warm, like your teeth. And we don't want our teeth looking golden. Right.
Yeah. The other thing is, if you look at the hair that's on her left side, her right side, my left side as I'm looking at it, underneath, it's whiter than this golden color that is picking up somewhere on the right side. So in theory, that's probably reflected color.
But remember, something that I always say is sunglasses. Sunglasses when you're wearing black, if you are falling outside your season, brings contrast to your face.
Yeah, and it helps you kind of pull it all together. But frankly, her hair, it should have been white.
All right, let's see. Oh, look.
Oh, Tilda, in something that's not light.
But she's wearing sunglasses. It brings the contrast up to your face.
Look at the shoes and look at the sunglasses.
Look at her skin tone, though. Look at her hair color. It is warmer.
Yeah.
So that purple was shifting it yellow, cool.
Yeah,
but here,
kind of
because the blue is the neutral, it's now showing a little bit more warmth.
Now, in theory, as a light, she's always got to be careful about how she wears deeper colors. But she was. You got the sunglasses and you got the shoes.
Right.
And if her shoes had been nude and she wasn't wearing sunglasses, what would have arrived in the room before she did?
The outfit.
Exactly.
So, but she brought the sunglasses. She brought the contrast up to her face.
That's right.
She got it. Amal Clooney. I would have loved to see her in something warm.
Yeah, that lemon is that's a winter color. And she's kind of bronzy and I don't, it's not her. Look at her teeth.
Her skin tone's very warm. Her hair color's very warm. Just overall warmth. I would have loved to see her in something much warmer. But we did get, this dress is gorgeous. And she still looks amazing.
But you know what? Basically what's happening here is that you see the dress. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a cool dress.
Right.
But you're not seeing her.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then we have Cate Blanchett in a very dark, black satin. It looks almost satin. Am I correct? Yep. Satin dress. Now, her eye makeup brings contrast up to her eyes. A little bit. But you can tell what's happening to her hair. It's going a bit green and yellow.
Yeah. And one of the things that you see right here, Sarah did a great piece on 5 ways to tell if you're in the wrong color. And one of those ways is that it draws down the jawline and makes it look kind of droopy, and makes the shadows in the face look kind of droopy. And this is a great example of how it's doing that.
Her cheeks look a little gray. All right, let's see. Next up, Felicity Jones. Cool pink. I think it's a little too mid pink. It needs to be lighter or
she's
more clear.
She's a clear, and
so look at that lip.
Yeah, I think the pink is not for her. I think it needed to be a Barbie pink, or it needed to be fuchsia, or it needed to have a lot of color. Now, there's something weird happening in this photo, and that is we're getting a red reflection off of something. It's happening in the background. Look at it under the top part of the dress, even that length across the thing. So don't love it.
All right, now, again, Felicity Jones in a black and white clear dress, but she's wearing sunglasses.
But she's also in her season.
Right, it brings the contrast. You can see she has the contrast in her hair, the glasses, the dress. Love shoes. This. It's so cute. This is perfect. All right, Sydney Sweeney.
Plus, on the plus side, this dress is so low cut, and there's so much of her, that it's not too bad. But if that were covered up and she were all in black, we would have to go through that whole list of things to know if you're wearing the wrong color, because that wouldn't be for her.
Well, her eye makeup, they did do the black winged liner. So that helps bring contrast to the eyes. But it's also making her roots very dark because, of course, the black is going to try to find harmony somewhere. So it's finding harmony in the winged liner, and it's trying to find harmony in her roots.
And it tries to find harmony in the shadows under your eyes and under your chin. And the thing you want to avoid are shadows that make your face droop. So let's say that this black is like saying, okay, well, I've got a lot of black here. I'm going to find other black things so that we've got, we're of a piece. We've got other black things. Well, where are they going to find it? In the shadows under your chin, under your eyes.
Right.
Under your cheekbones where they droop, where you don't want them to droop. You want your cheekbones to sweep up and out. But in this case, you've got a droop there by the side of her mouth. The nasolabial fold is accented by the shadows kind of being hyper accentuated. Mm-hmm. So she's not in a red color. Nope.
Right. All right. So Sadie Sink, I want to talk about her because she does have brighter, redder hair. We don't get that too often when we talk about celebrities.
She looks a little bit like you.
Oh, thank you. I take that as a compliment.
You should.
You can tell warmer brows, bold lipstick, bold orange red lipstick.
But look at that neckline.
Right.
Perfect.
So low.
If you're going to wear a black dress, if you're wearing a little black dress, and black is not in your season, you do this kind of neckline and you're golden. Mm-hmm. Because basically what you're trying to do is avoid any reflected light that's coming off your chest.
Right.
Coming up and hitting your face and making you look gray. Mm-hmm. She completely avoided that. But harmony.
Right.
So what's happening here, and she's probably statuesque enough that she can pull it off, but if you've got no harmony happening above the bust, that picture is cutting you off at the bust line. So you've got a stripe,
right,
a stripe. So instead of being of a piece, your torso is kind of living out there in a universe of its own. Now, for those of us girls who are a little bit short, like me, I avoid that at all costs. Anything that I can do to bring my line top to bottom is going to be a choice that I make.
Well, at least the low cut helps a little bit.
Well, that V, the V structure. So imagine this dress had come across in a curve.
Oh, it would have completely just...
chop her right, just chop her shoulders off into it be in another place. But that long V brings kind of an element, a vertical element back to it, and it makes it okay.
Right. Now, the only thing is, coming from a redhead who likes to wear black, in pictures, it's going to wash you out. Your skin tone, if you are somebody that takes like pride in being a warmer skin tone, it will wash you out. But, sometimes it just looks good,
And there's one thing, though, that she did very well. And I know you do it. When you're worried about looking washed out and you've got a lot of contrast going on, using a shimmer body lotion or shimmer in your foundation helps that situation. It keeps you from looking matte. And if you look matte and you've got a contrast of the matte between, say, a black, you look more washed out, or as Sarah likes to call it, like a ghost,
right?
Than if you use shimmer. Because what does shimmer do? It brings lots of dimension to your look.
Absolutely.
And it basically keeps you from being as washed out as you would normally be, because it's picking up highlights and lowlights, and that dimension gives you, what am I searching for? The word dimension.
Yeah. All right, Taylor Russell in this white gown. Now we did a whole short on the yellow gown, but this white one. First off, I don't know how she's not sweating in that corset. Oh my goodness. It would be like all sweat just dripping down.
Is it vinyl or
that's
latex?
What I think.
Maybe?
She is brave. Okay, but the color. Back to the color. Makeup pulled in really well with the dark hair, the white, high contrast. The only thing is, of course, she complemented her hair color here. She complemented her eye color. So she went cooler. You could tell with her blush, she went cooler. This dress is a cooler color because it's white. What's that going to do? Right. What's that going to do to your skin tone? It's going to remove the warmth from your skin tone. So that's the only thing, you have to look at is her skin tone here looks a little bit grayer than how warm she naturally is.
Or think chalky. Think about that word in particular as you're looking at her skin tone.
Right. That's the only, because it pairs beautifully with her hair. So it looks, she looked amazing, especially in that yellow dress. Oh. All right. Next up, Olivia Rodrigo in this black dress. Again, the glasses bring harmony up. Her hair has the contrast. Her lips. She even did like an ombre red lip. It looks so good with this little like so floral black
slip dress.
Oh my goodness, I absolutely
It's perfection.
love it. She looked so good. I mean, yeah, perfect. What else can we say? And another person who was perfect is Jenna Ortega. I mean, again, she showed up either in black or red. I feel like lately she's kind of been doing the whole Beetlejuice promotion. So we've seen her in a lot of black. But at the Venice Film Festival, she showed up in red.
Stunning.
Oh my goodness. The red pairs beautifully with her hair. She's just nailing it.
Now, again, pulling it all together. So she's got the black hair. She's got
the red lip.
Now, but the red lip, as it pulls down to the dress, it's perfectly matched.
Right.
So imagine if she'd put a bunch of, it's fairly matte lip too. So imagine if she'd put a bunch of gloss on, or if she'd gone with a natural lip. She even did kind of this red vibe on her eyeshadow. Love it. Just takes it. And it's interesting because if you look at the hair, and if you were to mix the color of the hair with the color of the lipstick to get an eyeshadow shade, if you're mixing on a palette, it would be that eyeshadow shade.
Right.
That eyeshadow shade.
Yeah. Jenna Ortega is doing amazing things right now, especially when it comes to fashion. She looks so good in everything she has been choosing. So,
Beautiful.
No notes. There's just nothing. Color-wise, they are just nailing it every
Flawless.
single time. Yeah. So thank you for joining us today. We hope you like just a little in-depth into the Venice Film Festival. If you have anyone you really want to take a look at, I know there were some beautiful, I saw some green gowns, light green gowns that just let us know. If there's anyone in particular you want us to look at and do a review, leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel if you want to help us out here on YouTube. We also are chatting about it over on Patreon. So if you want to get a little bit more in depth with some of these looks and fashion gowns, hop on over to Patreon.
You know what? If you're getting ready to buy a gown and you're trying to figure out whether you want to buy this gown or that gown, and you want to get the opinion of a community of color analysts, join Patreon because it's fabulous.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining us today. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And this has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.